Yeah, I feel like Ultra Prime are definitely going to be playing a little bit more fast and loose. And remember, we are on 13-11. We are on the new patch where, after a while, you can start to share the buffs. That's where I feel like something like a Nocturne can definitely shine. Having access to that red buff alongside your AD carry, which normally you just wouldn't get past, you know, that 15, honestly, 20-minute mark. Going to be very curious to see if that does have a lasting impact in this game. But we are going to wait and see how both these teams fare up. Both desperate for a win, both looking to try and get their season back on track as we sprint the marathon that is the LPL. We are jumping onto the Rift for game number 1 of this best of 3. It is day 1 of week 3.
He has been sitting there waiting to go for ganks, covering for his lanes, and that's exactly what you need when you have this kind of setup.
Oh, Yao. Don't know if you want to do that just to pull forward. He may have the flash here. He will flash forward, though, but you've got the Calibrum, and this is the aggression you were talking about, Ulk. You wanted to see this Ultra Prime team getting themselves advantages in the early game, and they've done just that. Things were so important. We'll have a quick look at the replay here. And again, this is just Yao kind of not respecting it, thinking he had more protection than he actually did.
Magnetic hooks at this point, and one of the kind of important things when we're looking at this bottom lane and this support matchup is Yao by himself is not going to have a lot of resistances until that Aftershock is proc, but all the damage had already been done. He has his few conjugal visits. He's getting the stamps in his passport. He's like, doggo, you good? All right, cool. I'm going to go look for a couple of roams. Here comes that potential dive that we've been setting up. They have the Rift Herald. Here comes the ult.
Yeah, they go for the ult. Yao does not get his off in time, and they will be able to jump onto him as well. Perfect tanking from Sword Art means that Doggo and Ning can get themselves 2 kills underneath. Oh, no! Doesn't quite hit the Q, and Ning means he's able to flash away. They've got the Gravitum and a hook. Can they really take him out? They're just dodging him out so much. Tick! Tick! Boom! Sword Art picks up a kill. A perfectly clean dive from Ultra Prime.
It's usually just around team fighting. Hey, can this team protect him? And this was just, like you said, a perfectly played dive. Every single bit of CC, every spell felt intentional. And this turret juggle was beautiful. A masterclass even. As Beishuan, honestly, my heart goes out to him because this was such a close kill for this Vi.
And you can see what he lands that Q, he's able to follow up. It doesn't matter about anything else after that. And the fact that Ning and Sword Art still go out with probably single-digit HP is just insane.
They know.
Prime's
they know how
coaches,
cheeky that was.
They know what's going on. Top of him, he will get CC'd out. But
landed.
Now he flashes away, does get knocked back. Every single ultimate under the sun has been used, and Forge is still walking away from this.
Way.
They haven't killed him off just yet. He's got the energy, but does he have the cooldowns? Forge still moving forward, does get hit by the Q, and finally gets cleaned up. But you just use 3 members of your team on bot side just to get 1 kill. That meant Doggo had free reign to push in even more of those turret plates in mid lane.
For getting rid of this mid, Ning goes in.
Yeah, Ning goes in, but unfortunately for him, he gets caught by the traps, and that puts him underneath the tower, which does get taken out here at the end by Ultra Prime. We will see Beishuan going forward on top of Sword Art, who does get a nice ultimate down. They're actually 2v4ing this right now.
Wait a minute.
It's insane. This Aphelios was left unchecked and unprompted to go for all this kind of damage. TT felt like they had an opportunity, but they weren't able to make anything out of it.
Thundertalk have to be feeling uncomfortable. I know we've been talking a lot about the Aphelios in this game as we get to take the replay here. 1xN able to live. You get to see some of the strength of this composition and able to use that flash there to survive. Also grabs the teleport out of Yukao, so no summoners there for a mid laner.
Yeah, no summoners available. And again, just really smart of Sword Art to recognize, hey, look, 1xN is so low here. He can't walk up and kill me, and Yukao's too afraid as well. So really smart play coming out from the Ultra Prime. He's got the Black Cleaver. He's putting in some decent move. A flash in. And they're going to try and TP on top of this one as well. It's a minute till Dragon. You've lost your TP here from Hoya. This is scrappy as hell right now. Both teams try to just kind of get themselves advantages. And it's honestly, it's TT kind of trying to find these opportunistic picks because they know, I think, in a straight 5v5, they lose. It's going to be difficult really as Forge looks to try and make sure he can be on that backside. Level 12 now on the Akali with that Rocket Belt makes him such a massive threat. 1xN was pushing out that wave in mid lane to try and get priority. Dustbringer does come down to try and poke everybody away. The Dragon taken very low. They're going to jump in on top of Yukao. They're going to try and see if they can go for the fight here. The paranoia is good. They've jumped straight in on the Aphelios, but Doggo's got himself a stopwatch, which is perfectly timed. He flashes. He's trying to keep himself alive. He just about does go down. Finally, the Dragon gets finished off, but now TT are 100% on the retreat because they know they cannot take this fight. They will lose so many more. 3 for the favor of 1 in favor of Ultra Prime, and they get themselves the soul point.
Of the fight. As we take a look at this replay, Sword Art going for that early hook, finding UCal. He is getting the MVP vote for this game, I swear. There's no way people are not going to be grabbing it for him. And UCal's just not able to do anything in this fight, not able to put down that damage and be a big Azir threat that we tend to see.
Yeah, and the fact that Doggo kind of does a little bit of a UCal cosplay right there and keeps himself alive for so long. The fact that UCal doesn't die, to be perfectly honest, is an achievement on its own. I thought it was a 4 for 1, but it was actually him getting out right on the backside of this one here.
Thunder Talk are going to have to be getting extra desperate. They need to be looking for extra plays. The teleport's in.
They're going to teleport in because they know they can get almost everybody up with this ultimate here. You can see that the Jinx trying to just put herself down, put down the damage as best as possibly can. Knocked right back into the graceful arms of Doggo, who picks up a beautiful kill. And this is Ultra Prime just absolutely slaughtering TT. This isn't even look close. We came into today just before we went live and I said it might be a bit scrappy, it might be all over the place, but Ultra Prime are smashing TT right now. Doesn't even need the Hex.
Got the blast cone.
Here we go. We're going to go for a fight now. They're going to jump in with the Galio, try and see if they can take out Doggo, and they will. There's 2 kills straight off the bat. Forge looking to try and jump onto the Jinx, but misses the Shuriken flip, still goes in on the perfect execution. One more auto. He just doesn't use it. Not quite sure why Forge holds on to that auto there, but 3 kills back to TT. It's still a little bit early. I don't know if they're going to be able to try and defend this Dragon, but you can see TT now happy with that. They should be able to get this one and wait another 5 minutes for that soul. Again, gives them time towards this Jinx. Have a look at this one here, because again, it's just really well played from Beishwan, who gets himself right on top of Doggo, who just hasn't got a chance.
Yeah, and this was part of that follow-up engage that we've been, hopefully we were thinking we were going to see for most of the game, and it's that engage from Vi. Goes in with the Vault Breaker and is able to stop that Aphelios, and it just one last auto attack. It reminds me of Hung versus Ultra Prime, where he went for that dive and it was just one last auto attack on the Viego. It just cancels, like, no! They can grab at least a few minutes here. Sword Art.
They're going in on Hoya. They don't care right now. Sword Art just finds himself an opportunity.
Wait a minute.
Though is so low, uses a stopwatch to stop the zap from going in. They're going to try and keep him alive as best they possibly can. The Galio ultimate to try and jump on the Doggo, who does get caught out. He shall pay for the sins of his jungler. And it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, but a big thing there is that Ultra Prime just lost 2 of those stopwatch, or sorry, a stopwatch and a GA that we just talked about.
Machine, do you think it's going to happen? You think we're going to get this?
It's the LPL, man. I don't know how to tell you this. It ain't over till it's over, like.
For sure. I mean, yeah, until that Nexus goes boom, there's literally anything that can be possible, but Harry's staring way too long under this turret. Just have the flash available for him. Yeah, you should be able to grab this.
Yeah, I don't know if he... Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if they want to fully commit to it, because they would like to go back and spend a bit of that gold, but... I mean, it's getting a bit risky right now for the side of Ultra Prime. Doggo, who could do no wrong, kind of getting caught out quite a few times right now. And this is a great opportunistic moment here to try and take out Hoya, because they recognize he's actually just half health from Doggo just poking at him.
Yeah, we thought, hey, as soon as you got Hoya, this should have just been the turret. But the Aphelios ult does go wide, and Ning, he has a lot of HP and not a ton of resistances. So 1xN, unhampered, literally no one auto-attacking at this point, while Beishwan knocking the Aphelios into the Galio ult. And not only did he grab this kill, but they also had the objective bounty on the turret, so TT here is a win for them. They're pushing in onto this bot side. They already got the teleport out, but they need to be very careful. They just now have gotten vision of Beishwan, and it looks like they're going to try and make this engage.
Kind of. They're looking forward. Forge just getting himself on the backside. They're going to try to use that paranoia, the nighttime, to try and make it work. Hoya flashes away. He's going to be the one who gets taken most of the damage right now. Shuriken flip lands onto Yao, but nobody's gone in. There's a hook. It does land on the UCal. That could be huge. Zordar is going to be the first one to fall, you would imagine, as 1xN gets jumped on the backside.
Forward.
Never mind, it's not 1xN, it's Hoya. And 1xN is untouched right now. Flashing forward as the Jinx is Doggo in a 1v3, trying to see if he can do Aphelios things, but he just can't finish them off. The UCal taking out everybody else, and now Forge left all on his lonesome. 3 kills for TT and Ultra Prime. They had everything, Ulk. It was all going so well, but now the late game has arrived.
The kingdom is crumbling around Ultra Prime right now, as their AD carry has finally picked it up. 1xN, that flank from Forge was looking good, but he didn't actually apply any pressure. He went to go in, and 1xN, he says, the only way out is in. I have to go forward. I have to flash forward, Gale Force into the opponent. Otherwise, there is going to be no option for me to live. We can check that out in this replay. A lot of ultimates going wide. Ning not able to get right into the back line, and while we were waiting for Forge to really do anything, everyone at home, take a look at what XN does around this entrance from mid lane. Forge tries to go in, and he just walks straight into Harry and Doggo.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea from Ultra Prime. You can see what they're trying to do, but
yeah,
when your only real engage is kind of either Sword Art landing a God Hook or Ning going in on this, that's kind of what you're left with in terms of the options available to you. Now, we're coming into this fight, though. This time around, very few flashes available across the board. Actually, pretty much everyone except for Beishuan and Sword Art waiting on those one. Actually, Forge has his one as well. As we see now, the Dragon getting taken very, very low.
Oh, we're just doing this.
50-50. We're going to flip it, flip it, flip it, flip it, flip it. Do they want to try and make this one work? They're going to turn him off. Finally, they get the soul done. But is it going to be enough to try and take this fight? Doggo gets jumped on and gets taken out. 1XN is now going crazy on these fights as he's left completely unsupervised. UCal trades back in the mid lane against Forge, but it's a 4-for-1 trade. I mean, this could be the game. They're looking for the mid lane.
Yeah, they had a mid-wave here, and they have another one coming in. Ultra Prime, you got the Dragon Soul, but it's just not going to matter. TT, they said, that's a cool early game lead. Well, guess what? We're playing for late game. We're playing for scaling here. We've got our Jinx. She got excited. They popped off. Thunderdog are going to take game one here.
That's it. That's all that she wrote. And, I mean, what a wait for this to turn around. Ultra Prime held everything in their hand. For the first 15-20 minutes of this game, it was perfect. But TT, they held their own. They knew they could come back if they could just wait for those late game team fights. And once they got there, the throws from Ultra Prime were just immaculate, and TT were graciously catching all those balls.
I've got this really big ultimate that can kind of knock him away. Same thing with the Kennen here. I think that this Poppy pick is going to be putting in overtime. We'll just have to see if Ultra Prime can maybe keep that up.
We'll have to wait and see. And again, Ultra Prime did literally everything perfectly in the first 20 minutes of game one, and then it just all fell apart. They had the run of TT, and TT held solid. They knew how they wanted to play their game, and they played it absolutely to perfection after the 20-minute mark. This game, we got to see how Ultra Prime I want to see them come back in with the same level of aggression. You mentioned it in that game one. They had a great early game. They continue to look that decent kind of setup. I want to see them do that again, but this time just, hold their nerve and make sure they don't fall too far behind. Not quite level 6 just yet. Here we go. They're going to go straight in on top of Doggo. No flash, no way to get out, and it's as easy as that. Nice first blood there for TT, and they get it onto the Aphelios as well.
Bit of a slower game. There is a Dragon that is spawning here in a couple of seconds, and we're already making our moves. Everyone's here. Forge caught out.
I mean, Forge is caught out, but the Keeper's Verdict actually misses it. Thought it was going to do a little bit more. Beishuan has to flash away because he's being chased down by Ning, who might be able to take him out. Yes, he will. Now Yao Yao and UCal just caught between a rock and a hard place. Tibbers walking forward, just making sure they can't trade back any of that damage. Hoya is moving down now. Doesn't lead to anything, but it's always fun to look at. Yeah, especially where we're talking about people who are looking to try and be those burst mage. Hoya's one of them. For Ultra Prime, it's Forge. If there's a blast cone and you're sending in Annie Tibbers, here we go. Ooh. Here we go. They're going to throw in the Cyclone of Death here with Slicing Maelstrom, but the Zeri goes completely untouched. They tried everything, and that just led to nothing. The Keeper's Verdict kept everybody away. Ultra Prime getting themselves 2 kills and a Rift Herald. And similar to game number 1, it's TT faltering in this early game.
Gauges, let's take a look at this replay, because I was pretty sure this was a pretty great fight for them. Yao Yao and Beishuan finding engages, but it's Forge with this massive, I mean, yeah, look, like you're saying, Doggo is taking 0 harassment. No one's on top of him. But a stopwatch coming out from...
A little bit of a stun available for him. The Tibbers comes down. Forge doesn't have a stopwatch this time around. But does he have support? Yes, he does. And now Hoya's in trouble because he's going to get knocked up by the Keeper's Verdict. Sword Art picks up a kill.
Here.
Oh, it's disaster for TT. What is happening right now? The Zeri coming in to maybe look for something. They do get a little bit of a knock-up, but Ning is too tanky now at this stage. Yao Yao just about getting out with his life. UCal is here, but what are you going to do, Cassante? 4v1, there's just not really a lot you can.
Oh, Doggo!
And 1XN, Zeri moment! It's a Zeri moment! Pew, pew! Doggo picks up a kill. Nicely done, and now they get the tower. UCal's a little bit in no man's land. He does not want to be caught out any more than he already is. And while this is all happening, this is effectively 4v5 because Harry's in the top side.
He is just wailing away at these turrets. Ultra Prime was trying to go for this play. There was that control ward in the brush. but just not enough damage here for this Kennen.
I mean, you can see how close it is. Just one or two more ticks. Even that Q lands, I feel like he maybe would have gotten it, but a nice ult there from Sword Art to kind of knock up the rest of the team. And now, oh, we can see on live, yeah, that Rakan's dead.
Oh.
There's not really much else to kind of go for it. This is
right
looking
here.
a lot more, yeah, this right here is just kind of what I'm looking at right now. Because Doggo just goes, hey, wait, I'm a Zeri. There's nothing you can do about it. And he just goes in, flash cleanse to get rid of the Gravitum stun. UCal, don't know if you can actually take that 1v1. You can't take that 1v1, and yes, Harry is here with a boomerang, trying to see if he can maybe go for something else. What was that, UCal? That was just, yeah, scratching your head. I'm scratching my head, bro, because I don't know what you were doing.
Well, now he's lost right now because that was the, I mean, he went for that play. They got the teleport out of Harry, and despite them having the Baron, they're not actually able to apply that pressure onto other sides of the map. They punished Ultra Prime for investing so many resources of getting all of these turrets in the bottom lane. Harry goes in, does not get the flash.
I mean, that's a big, big miss there on the flash. That means Forge and Harry are both dead. The throws are part of life.
This game right now is giving me Game 1 vibes right now, right? Like, they were so far ahead, and it feels like Ultra Prime maybe overextending themselves here. I mean, Forge under this turret, he's just tanking it up. I don't know exactly what they're looking for. Mid-game here, when we're talking about the hull breaker for Harry, bit of a different kind of style we'll see from this Gnar, but TT are super prevalent at just sitting in mid and over grouping. They do this a lot. They've done this in a few of their games where UCal had an advantage and kind of squandered it, moving from lane to lane, trying to pick up farm, and the rest of the team is just sitting in mid, huddled around, arms locked in with each other, trying to make something happen. Doggo, too far up.
You're left on your lonesome. He finally gets away, but that's his flash and his cleanse down. Can they jump on the Forge? You can see there that they're going to put Beishuan as the sacrificial lamb.
As we get into this replay, I kind of want to see what happened, because it seemed like, okay, he just came in out of Fog of War and found this pick. I mean, sure, it's fine, but their ability to turn right here is why I love this composition here for Ultra Prime. Immediately, Forge comes in and grabs that stun, and they're able to pick up that kill. They're going to run out sooner rather than later. We have a dragon spawning in a minute and a half, and for Thunder Talk, if you're not going to get this soul, are you looking for an Elder Dragon, potentially? That's a really far ways away, and I think you're kind of leaving it up to chance while this entire time Harry is applying pressure on the side lane.
Forge, he jumps in on the Yao and he gets himself that kill. Harry is still pushing in that bot side in the picture. You can see Hoya maybe thinking about going for something there, but flash from Forge does secure him that kill. They start this Baron, they do start it, but again, it was only the support, not exactly the most high priority of targets. That's a hell of a lot of damage going down on the base shot. That's just Tibbers doing it all on top of UCal, trying to see if he can take a bit of a 1v1 right now. Will be forcing out a stopwatch right now as Forge taking so much damage, but the wild growth in the heal keeps him alive. While it's happening, Harry is ending the game. You need to make a decision here, TT. Ultra Prime are running you around the map.
Beishuan does pick up some of the honey fruit here, and they're going to grab Vision. They're teleporting in with this Annie. Forge, full HP. Does have the flash for Beishuan. It is ticking down, and they're using the single 1xn tower to look into the pit.
Yeah, they're going to get the knockback there. We're going to see Beishuan go in. Does he try and burst it down? They're going to go 50-50! And it's stolen, and he gets away with it as well! Oh, my lord. Doggo trying to go for this one here. Goes over the wall. Immediately has to get out there. That's frustration from the Ultra Prime AD carry because he knows they shouldn't be giving up that objective.
And while they were low, Ultra Prime are still going to be able to grab this soul. A huge steal for Beishuan. Yet again, another Baron that is going to slow down the pace of this game and prevent Ultra Prime from outright winning. They'll grab themselves a soul, and it does mean that we're going to grab that Elder in a few minutes' time. But Ashin, we're back to where we originally started with a little bit of hype in between.
I mean, this is such a strange thing. Like, you're focusing out. Keep the Keeper's Verdict for Beishuan. Like, why are you keeping it for the... I don't know, man. Ning, that's just a bit of a poor kind of decision there. And then Doggo gets a little bit hyped there, thinking maybe he can go for it, but immediately has to flash cleanse over the wall. And now we get to see some of these standing structures get taken away. Now you've got a Rabadon's death cap onto Hoya, so he's going to have a much more significant chance of
how can we lead this team to victory? How can we get ourselves into position for, if you're TT, closing out the series, for Ultra Prime, getting another second chance at this, at this game to close it out. And Hoya, this could be their catch.
This could be it. He is going to go forward right there to try and maybe burst down Harry, but yeah, he's dead. You can't do anything now, and your support came in with the jungler. This is it. That's game. You've lost your engage. There's nothing else to be done there. You're going to need 1xN to literally use all 200 years of Helios' engineering to win this fight, because other than that, you're going to a game 3.
I kind of like the name there. He's going to have to be 1x9 right there. He's going to have to put on a performance. He's got red-white, but the crescendum is about to fall.
Doggo goes in with the lightning crash, and they take out Yao Yao. They're going to be able to kind of push into the last one. The Moonlight Vigil doesn't do anything, and that's going to be one kill going over, but nothing else. Yukal can't do anything on this Cassante. He's going to try and take down Harry, but some happy feet there from the Gnar means that Ultra Prime will be getting a bit of revenge for game number 1, and will be sending us to game number 3.
On Vi and Blitzcrank for the side of Sword Art. I think it can't get much better than this.
I think it can. I think both teams pretty happy with what they've got. I will say TT probably got the more quote-unquote meta of the 2 drafts, but Anani is still Anani, and Anafelio still has plenty to be dealing with there. We'll see what both these teams can do. Both desperate for this win. For Ultra Prime is to keep their positive start. First 5 series, you told them they'd be 3-2. They would take that deal any day of the week. And for TT, they got to try and get their season started. 1-3, sitting down the bottom end of the table after being in playoffs in spring is not where you expect this team to be, and they have to start making matches matter now. This is the final game of this best of 3. Winner takes all. And this could be the last time we really kind of see either of these teams play against each other for at least another few months, because again, they might not either both make it to playoffs or neither make it to playoffs. That could be it.
Yeah, there could be a combination of one of the two, and it could be one of those things where we're talking like this match could potentially cascade into a bunch of other things, right? Like this match could be a primary function as to whether or not one of these teams makes playoffs. So hopefully for them, they're focused, they're keeping their heads on straight, and we get to see what, all the different stuff, right? We talked about Kindred being kind of a cool pick for Ning, but not something that he's found a lot of success on. That was, I think, a lot to do with, similar to like the Viego, where he ended up picking it and then didn't have too much success on it. Yukal, by trading pretty aggressively onto Forge early on, did force the issue so he could be able to be the one to move forward first. We haven't really seen Sword Art make too many plays. We've seen some hooks. There's that ultimate.
Yep, they're going to throw it in. A great combination of CC comboing up, and then, yeah, Forge recognizing he was dead, not going to burn the flash, and that is first blood of TT, using that powerful mid-jungle combination. We have a moment here to kind of chill for a second as Forge does force the ultimate out of Yukal at the end of it all, so it ends up being kind of an equal trade. Does Ning actually have any stacks? I don't believe he does. No. He's still doing well for himself in the farming department, but I don't think he's actually got anything else now. Yukal, oh, that was a lovely flash. That was fantastic from Sword Art. He wants this victory, and that was gorgeous. Oh my lord, the prediction.
Maybe getting a little antsy, maybe feeling that sweat down their back like, we are in a tough position here. They're going to try to Death Rush, try to find a pick. Sword Art is going to walk straight into Fog of War.
Yeah, and he's almost certainly going to die. I say that, though. There is a Lamb's Respite to kind of keep him fairly well and popped up right now. There's a good hook, and Sword Art thinks that you have caught me. I have caught you. All the Spirit Brushes have been used, but yeah, this is just great. Look at Ning. You can see him. It's soon. He's almost gotten the recall off, and then immediately recognizes, no, I can help out my support.
Oh, and I love the fact that Ning tries to save the ultimate till very last second, tries to get as much out of it as possible, giving that kill over to Doggo, continues that win condition. We saw picks.
Oh, they got the flash out of Yao Yao, which means he's not going to have it for this one here. They're going to try and maybe go for a bit of a flip. Not going to be able to flip it. There's going to be a TP in, but a TP confirmed as well by the side of Harry, who's looking to try and maybe make this fight work. They're not quite done. The health bars are a little bit lower on the side of TT. Yeah, he's going to see if he can maybe get out of it. He is still a Cassante. Will get knocked up a couple of times and charmed down. And Yukal picking himself up a kill. Very nicely done there. UCal that maybe makes something happen. Hoya is completely unseen. Finally gets himself the ultimate off. They're getting immediate Zhonya's though to try and keep a Sword Art alive, who is in the Lamb's Respite. Forge trying to trade this one back. Will get taken out, and the Jinx goes excited. UCal going golden to stop Ning from picking him up. We will see a cleanse used, but can he take out 1XN? That is the question. He will. Harry finally finds himself a kill, and that's going to be a huge shift in the way this fight can go, because Doggo is alive. He will be able to push forward on the base Shuang using the Gale Force. Beishuan had the flash to keep him safe. You still have Ning available, which means they can go straight back onto this objective.
And in the same position to game one, where 1XN flashes forward to try and find kills, this time Harry punishes it and gets the all-out as Hoya.
Yeah, you're in no man's land. He does have a lot of damage, but he's not able to pick anybody off at the end of it all. That's going to be another kill for Ultra Prime. UCal TP'd to the bottom, and this has been, honestly, such an off performance from you.
Performances, their series are a mixed bag of results, ultimately ending up in 1 and 3. If you take a look at this replay, it starts off with an okay start to the fight. Rakan gets a free engage into the backline. This Kindred ult, we have to get away from this as Forge is caught.
Yep, Forge is caught and Forge is dead. Didn't have flash, but there is a fantastic little pick back. One hook is all it takes. Falling in love with Ultra Prime. And they are just doing so well to kind of anything that could go right for the side of TT. Ultra Prime are saying, no, it can't be 100%. There has to be a trade-off.
We're going to be making sure that we're getting our one-for-ones here. And with Beishuan going down, I would not be surprised if Ultra Prime move in towards this dragon, or move into this Baron here. The red buff, he's waiting. You got to get real and close and up and intimate with that wall to try and grab that from there. They're going to start this up. We talked about from the draft, when you have this double marksman comp, it is very easy for you to start taking down these objectives. It is burning down. Teleport coming in from Forge.
I mean, they're going to get Sword Art to get caught out here, but I don't know if he's going to go down because they can't really confirm that. Ooh. They finally get the Super Mega Death Rocket, which executes him, but do they want to go for the fight? That is the real question. Now you can see with the quickness, do they want to try and maybe make this fight a little bit too far forward, a flash away? Doggo almost goes down, but he knows there's no ultimate available for the Jinx, which means Hoya has been left all on his lonesome. They trade it back 2 for 1 in favor of Ultra Prime, the Baron, and with 3 minutes to go, they'll have a full wave, all lanes wave push in their favor while they get this Baron going for themselves.
For 1XN, if he was able to grab that kill, we take a look at this. Oh, they're just on top of a ward. No one's sweeping. Forge does get caught out eventually for the rest of this after UCal gets here. And this is as close as this fight was going to get. This should have been Thunder Talk's position. Beishuan getting caught out by this hook just turns everything for Ultra Prime.
And again, Sword Art does get caught out at the end here. Plenty of damage available. Honestly, he could have gotten away had he had vision on where the... actually, he did have vision of the ultimate, but
of the brush, yeah.
Slow to kind of go for it. But we'll see. Back to live. Everyone's getting posturing. I love how they do this in the LPL. They want to try and show you the replay just in case they'll bring in a picture-in-picture of the action. Never, ever stops. And
yeah,
with this Baron, going to get a lot more priority, like we talked about.
Doggo and his amazing team fighting. But if you can get onto him, his positioning can be punished, and we could see picks.
Yeah, we can see picks just like that. The silence comes back in. The cooldown was not needed, and Ning picks himself up a kill. Harry flashes over, maybe looking for Yao because he knows he has the support of his team. Double kill coming in for Ning on the Kindred. They know where everybody is. They know they're separated out, and he wants to go even further. He's got one more to go for. He's going to try and get on top of 1XN, who cleanses. We're going to see immediately into the Lamb's Respite as Beishuan gets pushed out of it. They will not be able to try and kill off Ning at the end of it all, and they might not even need the soul. There's 3 people dead. They could just go for the end of the game now.
They've got 5 members here, and if anybody needs to recall, they can use their teleports to save these minions. This inhibitor is likely to go down. Yeah, double marksman. UCal is up in 5. Ultra Prime do not think they're going to go for this. They're going to instead go secure their Mountain Soul. As TT lick their wounds and 10,000 gold down, they're going to need more than just 1 miracle. They're going to need a few from Ultra Prime to get back into this one.
Yeah, they're going to need the resurrection of God himself to come back in and help them out with this game, because that's going to be a Mountain Soul now for the side of Ultra Prime. That's a near 10,000 gold lead. The bot lane's been taken, which makes this Baron defense in potentially a minute 45 exceptionally difficult because it is such a far away inhibitor to go for. And again, I maintain that Ultra Prime, despite the series being 2-1, you know, in either sense of the word, they have looked the better team. They have looked like they should have been able to, you know, they've had TT's number, and you know, they've cleaned up the mistakes of game number 1. This Blitzcrank, I talked about it right from the draft. It just does so much to just, you know, kind of swell up everything that TT have done and just put them in such a box.
Well, we saw the Nautilus from Sword Art as well, and we were saying, hey, you did an excellent job there. You might have lost the game, but you were one of our front runners for a potential MVP there. And now with the Blitzcrank, it doesn't even matter if you're missing hooks. We gotta fight.
Yeah, we got to fight, and Sword Art's already dead. Immediately, Beishuan trying to jump in onto the backside of this one here before just jumping onto Yukal. Ning is down the Beishuan, and Beishuan is your mark. He's going to get himself another kill. That is just a jungle dip if I've ever seen it. This is what makes the Kindred such a scary pick, and now they traded off 2 for 1 as Yao Yao goes down. They can keep pushing it towards that mid lane, maybe look to try and break up with this base again.
5, 0, and 5.
They don't care, they don't even have minions!
Yeah, exactly. We're bringing Tibbers. Tibbers can be our new minion. This one can tank up a lot. They have a wave coming in as well. Awesome stuff coming out from Ultra Prime as they're just getting a little cheeky. They want to try and end this game. Kindred is level 17 right now. The average level of this game is like 13 to 14 right now. And when Beishuan respawns, you can see I'm pretty sure he's still level 12 here.
Possibly, maybe even level 13.
Still.
Just about. You weren't far off, to be honest with you. So, I mean, Ning is having such an exceptional game. 5-0 and 5, 9 stacks on the Kindred, and it's just such a snowbally champion. It's weird to see now Baron going to be taken, pretty much secured, no real question whatsoever. Yes, you'll have the ultimate come out for the Jinx, but it's just too hard to kind of go for it. And that's what I'm talking about. The double marksman makes taking these objectives so damn quick that by the time you even realize the Baron is being taken, it's already gone. So coming back into this one now, Ultra Prime have all the tools available to them. However, they have been known within this series to throw it away. So if TT can get one good hook, one good charm, maybe onto Ning, this game gets a hell of a lot different. I don't want to see Ultra Prime flip this in Elder in 3 minutes 30. I want to see them end the game with this Baron in 2 minutes.
Well, unfortunately, Sheen, we are stuck in the casting booth. We have no decision-making power here.
No, cast or curse, we have all the power.
Ah, true. Very true here. All it takes is one pick, like you were saying, on either side. If Ultra Prime can find a kill, this should just lead them to, for sure, end the game in the next few minutes. For Thunder Talk, if they're able to grab something that will alleviate the pressure on this map, observers are showcasing that ward right there, potentially for a flank teleport.
They're all inning on the Harry, and Harry is not taking damage underneath that tower. Eventually will end up having to go back. Hoya loses himself his flash. This is the problem. You've got super minions in bot, super minions in mid. You're now going to have super minions in top. It feels like Ultra Prime are just ticking all the boxes, dotting their I's and crossing their T's as they look to pick up their 3rd series win in the LPL Summer split. And I don't know who's going to be able to stop them.
All these waves crashing at the same time. This mid wave is coming in, this bottom wave is coming in. Thunder Talk, it is now or never. You have to do something here.
They're gonna go for it, but the Gragas is already dead. Yao Yao now to follow as well. The Jinx is gone, and that's really your late game carry. Doggo waiting for Yukal to come back up so we can maybe kill him off. Just like that, it's a full ace for none. Ultra Prime take the series 2-1, and they equal their spring record of 3 wins, and we're not even all the way to week 3.
Oh man, well, it's a good look for Ultra Prime, especially for Ning, who was on a pretty big hiatus going, you know, taking some time off, just doing a little bit more streaming, but now coming back into competitive, playing a lot more here with Ultra Prime. Really exciting stuff to see as we get further into this year. He's shaping up to this entire Ultra Prime team. Seems like they're starting to scale as the year goes on, but again, they are going up against Thunder Talk, someone who is close to them in the standings, and they still have to go through the rest of this week as well as the rest of the schedule here for LPL.